Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker and welcome to Show and Tell 185. So I am a little bit calmer than I was last week, just a little bit. We haven't had any more trespassing, we haven't had any more break-ins or anything like that, but still on edge. Not gonna lie, I'm getting a little OCD about double checking that the alarm is set and the doors are locked. It's been a little stressful. If you missed the saga, go check out last Thursday's video. It's the unboxing ALC and Yarnable, but we had our cars broken into. We had our garage maybe broken into. The door opened at 4:30 in the morning by itself magically. And we had an event that we suspect was potentially somebody trespassing in the backyard. So it was a little, then Troy had surgery on Thursday and that went beautifully. Everything's fine. He's recovering wonderfully. It's just going to be a process of recovery at this point. And, our AC is doing weird things, and it's the same one that broke last year, so they're supposed to be out here in the next 2 hours, though, to take a look at that. But it's just exhausting. Exhausting is a very good word for it. It's not that any one thing is horrible, but compiled all together, it's been an exhausting 4 weeks. What's up, Banner? Meow. He just walked in here talking and then turned around and walked right back out the door. I have had some time for some crafting. Unfortunately, I haven't. I went to go cast on the Halloween socks and realized I didn't have needles to cast on the Halloween socks. So I still haven't cast those on. I'm still trying to finish my prayer journals, so I still haven't started Halloween cards. I am starting to wonder if I'm going to even have time to participate in my own make-along. Because once again, everything's just exhausting. Anyway, I think that's like all the life updates, really. I don't think anything else interesting has happened. I did get a short period of time where I was able to kind of hang out on the sofa. There's been like 2 days where Troy just wasn't feeling great, so we just kind of camped out and had fun watching movies and stuff. Banner's in there doing weird stuff. I don't know. Anyway. Some crafting did occur. I did take my bags with squares to work on during Troy's procedure. It was like a 3.5 hour surgery plus another 1.5 hours in recovery. So anyway, I did want to laugh. I had sent a card to Reggie over at J Hook Crochet. I actually sent this out in November last year. It didn't leave our local post office until December 8th, apparently. That's the date on the stamp. And it just got returned to me last week in my P.O. box. So, or I guess 2 weeks ago, because I checked it last week and that's where I found it. But yeah. So, good news. I'm going to try not to wiggle too much. I'm going back to my laundry bin for my projects after this week, but I do still have things in a tote, so things get a little wiggly wobbly. I did finish my scrap blanket. So I just, ooh, that's a sticky lipstick. Please don't get lipstick all over the blanket. It's a bright sticky lipstick. I just finished it with 1 row of double crochet. I actually thought about doing a twisted single crochet on this one and then decided I just don't feel like doing another border row. Plus, it was already 60 by 70 just doing the blocks, so I didn't want to add too thick of a border. But we have a nice big blanket. I will try to remember to take a picture of this before I edit and upload this. But it's all the colors. All the colors. Very happy with this. So this is like almost 4 pounds. I love weighing things and then checking out to see what the poundage is. But yeah, I only had like 4 finished objects last month, even though like my goal was to work on WIPs and UFOs. I only finished like 1. So okay, I take that back. I finished 1, but when I went through my journals for 2020 and 2021 and 2022. Now I'm forgetting. I think it's 2021 and 2022. There were some things that I had marked as undone that had either been frogged or were frogged. And I did complete an object. So anyway, this is one of this year's WIPs. I'm very glad it's done. It turned out beautifully. I have 3 half blankets in the corner to corner bag. So I have 1 that I've already started. I'm going to go ahead and start all these, get these rolling. And then as I get squares, I can use the join as you go method and join it in as I go instead of just building blankets. My next blanket I think I'm going to work on, I'm really tired of joining squares. So I think I'm going to go back to working on the lemon peel blanket that I started in November when I was visiting my parents and my brother in Ohio. And it's just a basic 2 yarns at the same time. After that, I will probably start working on the granny squares like this. But I'm going to keep this kind of going in the background as like a bedtime project, just joining these, what I have. But like I said, I have like 3 half blankets. I have 1 that is like almost 50-50 squares. I have 1 that is like 25-75 squares. And then I have solid squares. So I take it back. There's actually enough to do about half of one of these too. So, and this is just the as many colors as possible stripes. So, I have enough to start 4 blankets. So I will be able to consolidate everything into the tote that contains these squares. But I'm going to go ahead and start joining the squares. That way I can just pull that tote out when I say I have 10 squares, add it to the appropriate blanket, and then put the tote back up. Does that sound fair enough? Does that make any sense at all? Like, or am I just making this harder on myself than I think I am? I don't know. I don't know anymore, you guys. I just don't. I'm trying. I'm trying over here. I'm trying. Oof. Yeah, I don't wear a whole lot of lipstick. Normally I like throw a gloss on or something. I wear lipstick to church and to film, and that's it. And at church, I'm not drinking and eating a whole lot of stuff. So it always amazes me how much of my lipstick comes off of my coffee cup when I film. You can even see it there. Like I said, it's a very sticky lipstick. All right, up next, we have squares. Because obviously, while sitting there, I finished squares. So we have a pink square. These corner-to-corner squares for these blankets are 10 rows across. Size-eye hook. Worsted weight scraps or leftovers. So we have a striped strappy. Then the 2 at a time sport / DK weight squares are 14 rows with a size J hook. And they're 2 either sport and or DK weight yarns held together. A lot of these are like mandala scraps, but get another one of those. And notice all the ends that are not hanging off of these. Because for the next couple weeks, I will remember to weave my ends for now. I did sit there at the hospital weaving in the ends as I was going, and I had this lady looking at me like, what is she doing? Staring at me across the thing. So anyway, that's a lot of squares actually for me to get done in a filming period. I mean, granted, this, like for you guys, it's 2 weeks. For me, it's like 1 week. Because we didn't do a show and tell last week. We did the unboxing of the ALC and the Yarnable boxes, which by the way, oh my God. I do have a pattern that I need to probably go ahead and jump and purchase it, but it's a knit short sleeve t-shirt sweater pattern, but it's a not reversible inside out reversible, but reversible front back reversible sweater, and it's a V on one side and it's a shallow rounded neck on the other side, and it's so cute. And I've seen people wearing it both ways, and I've seen some little details added into them. They're adorable, but a lot of people are making it out of 2 sock yarns at the same time, so I've been looking at some of those, maybe to work on some of these yarnable NALCs. But I want to use cheap yarn first, because I don't want to just jump in on like things I'm in love with first. I know, I'm making everything so much more difficult. Anyway, so I had 2 of the small, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the DK Sport ones, and 1 granny. So, I mean, that's a lot of squares for me to get done in a week. This is something normally I have in the car, or, you know, like when I'm doing other things. I did, okay, oh, dental update. So I chipped the tooth, and it's not bad enough. We're going to have to do a filling. Obviously saving the tooth. It's a little raggedy back there, but it's fine. But what was causing so much pain is apparently at some point in time when I did that, I jammed my gum line down real hard and exposed part of the root on the tooth behind the one I chipped. So anyway, while I was sitting at the dentist office, I was working on one of those UFO sock projects from 2020, 2021 zone. All right. I'm trying to decide, do I want to talk about acquisitions first, or do I want to talk about my WIP that I brought down? Let's do acquisitions first, because some of these are adorable and I want to use them. All right, so once again, I placed another order with Precious Knits. I told you guys last week in the unboxing of Yarnable and ALC that I ironically had just placed an order. In that unboxing, we got a skein coat from Precious Knits in the ALC. But I may or may not have ordered potential prizes for my Spook Your Spring Make-Along. Go check out that video. But I did order myself 2 for my collection. I don't know why I had to have this one, but I literally just had to have this one. And of course, like, who's going to say no, right? I am thinking about holding this back for August, because I'm thinking about doing a giveaway in August. Maybe. Last time I did an August giveaway that, you know, was, you know, celebrating my birthday and the start of the channel, the vlogiversary and all that stuff. I had a number of people mad at me because they're like, oh, well, I would have interacted with your videos if I had known you were going to do a giveaway. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Maybe comment on people's videos when they're not doing a giveaway. That way you might win a surprise giveaway. I'm letting you know in advance. There's a possibility in August I might do random giveaways based on participation on the channel. So anyway, we went to a yard sale. I found some vintage books, which I'm a sucker for vintage magazines and books. So we have a Women's Day Granny Squares. Another Granny Squares. I've got a number of these. I think I've got a couple. The ones I already had were from like 76, I believe. This is from the early 2000s, which I actually thought it was from the mid 90s based on some of the styles in here. I mean, literally, I had to break a quarter to get these. They were like 15 cents for the whole stack. Not that I got a whole bunch, but McCall's How to Crochet It, which I have a couple of these too. I really love vintage patterns. I don't know. I mean, I got a weird thing with the 50s and the 70s anyway, so. But we have 1980, September 1983, so I was 1 month old when this came out. Swatchier. Well, and this doesn't have an issue number on it, does it? Nope, this is super special. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ooh, yeah. Look at that ad. Oh. This one's from 76. Like I said, the other ones I have, I think, are from 76 as well. Anyway. And then crochet it. Venue from. I have a lot of stuff there. I don't know what it is with 76, but for some reason, a lot of my magazines are from 76. This one appears to be 74. A lot of chunky sweaters, it looks like. Ooh. I'd always, okay, so, we had a whole conversation the other day about the cycling of fashion, and I'm hitting my first I don't know what that was all about. I'm getting ready to hit my first repeat, like major repeats. 2020 kind of delayed some of this and we kind of skipped over certain things, but I'm wondering how close to like real like turn of the century millennia fashion we're really going to see this year. But we're hitting like, you know, like the skinny jeans are out and we're back to boot cuts. Are we going to go back to flares? Are we going to go, we're going to push it that far? The world wants to know. So, in the time period I have not been filming, we did have National Yarn Store Day, local yarn store day. So I went to Fiber Studio and got this. Isn't it pretty? I asked Troy, so I was choosing between this color and kind of a blush tone similar to that one. And I was like, so which one should I pair with this? The pink or the blue? And it's really purple in this light. It was kind of blue in the store, but it's periwinkle. And he chose the periwinkle. So I do have an idea of what I want to do with this. This is the fingering weight. But I'm very excited. Yes, it's a shawl. Very, very excited indeed. So that is my acquisitions. I will take this upstairs. Wait, this stays down here. This goes upstairs. So I did start a project mostly because I'm curious, as one wants to be sometimes. I don't know what's wrong with me, you guys. I really, really don't. As I showed you guys, we have the skein coat over here. That is my cake of yarn that I am working from. I decided to start another sweater. Because why not? I appear to be gauge accurate once again, but this time I think for some reason my sweater is going to be too small. I will check and see where we're hitting. I've got just enough yarn in this to do an XL based on the pattern. Now, to be fair, this does feel like it has sizing in it, and this yarn does relax quite a bit. This is Hawthorne from Knit Picks. So like soaking and blocking will definitely extend this substantially. But right now, this is what this is looking like. And I know I'll get probably an extra 15% in the neckline, so that will bring it, you know, kind of more out here, which is a lot more reasonable. I mean, to be fair, that's a lot more reasonable. And this is a lace pattern. So as this blocks out, you know, I'm going to get substantial growth there. So I'm trying to be optimistic and trust the pattern and trust the gauge. But it is a little difficult because we've had now like 3 sweaters that gauge accurate. And then as soon as I start making them, they're ginormous or tiny. So actually they've all been ginormous. This will be the first one that'd be tiny. So this is from Two Brothers Blanket. And I think I got access to this through ALC. I'm not entirely sure though. This is the Rosy Tea designed by Michelle Ferguson. Ooh. The only other picture is literally where I am. But I really like the cut of this. And this is, you know, a nice... Yeah, I keep telling you guys over and over again, I know you're sick of hearing it, but I live in the southeast of the U.S. It is hot, it is muggy, it is sticky here. We have 2 seasons, summer and not summer. And not summer only seems to last for maybe 10 weeks. Although recently it has been a little bit colder for a little bit longer. And we did actually have something that resembled winter with no snow this year. But it stays warm all the way through fall. So I wanted something that would transition from summer to fall, color-wise, but still be something comfortable to wear. So that's why I chose this color, where it's a little bit more tealy, a little bit more fall. Not one of my ideal colors. It's right there on the edge. I was joking with my mom. My hair, you're starting to see like more reddish tones start to come in, which is really weird because normally as you go gray, you go more ashy, and I was already ashy, and now I'm getting... Red hair runs in the family. Like, it's not like out of the blue. But I figured something like this might be a little bit okay, especially if my hair is going to turn red as it turns gray, or more strawberry blonde tone as it turns gray. But I did want something that I could wear in the late summer, early fall. For all I know, Halloween's going to be 90 degrees this year. I mean, so I want something that I can transition with. And since part of what I wanted to do this year was making sweaters, and on Saturday we will have the sweater make along update for this month. Definitely come back to check out where I am on that, because I do need some input from you guys on that one. But anyway, all that to be said is I did kind of want to play with something that was maybe a little bit more fall friendly, but could be worn in the summertime too, and wouldn't be stifling. Man, I got coffee on my shirt. Of course, I'm wearing a pink shirt, so I'm going to get coffee right on it. And it's 7 o'clock in the morning, so... Anyway. Very cute pattern. I will leave a link in the description box down below for this pattern. This is what I mean, like, it's not any one thing. A lot of stupid stuff just seems to happen around me. Yeah, so I'm enjoying the pattern. I did want something transitional. Down here, you know, like, even cotton tends to just feel very heavy. Even though it breathes, it just tends to feel heavy. So I did think everybody else seems to have good luck with the merino blends or the wool blends for summer wear. I'm thinking this will be fine as the humidity starts to taper off in September a little bit. So I probably won't wear it unless I get it done here in the next 3 weeks before it starts really picking up. June, July is when the humidity starts to become kind of noxious. Our highs are in the 80s right now, so it's not horrific outside. So like something like this would be fine for right now. I also think it would be good as the humidity starts to taper off at the end of September, which is why I was thinking like fall colors. But this also, I mean, it's not bad for spring, summer. So anyway, this is Superwash Fine Highlands Wool, 80%, 20% polyamide. This is Knit Picks Hawthorne in the color Skyline. So I do know Hawthorne softens significantly once it's been soaked. I don't know why it feels like it has sizing in it. That's what it feels like. But I'm really enjoying the way this is looking. Size G hook. I do have another summer sweater pattern that is also kind of in the same vein where it's sort of lacy in certain areas, but that one is a knit pattern. So I did want to try the crochet first, as I already have one sweater I'm knitting right now. Anyway, I did want to share a WIP with you guys. Hopefully next week I'll remember to grab these socks I've been working on, because I did actually, the last time I shared those as a WIP in 2021, I put a marker in them showing you where I was. So I can actually like show you progress, even though you haven't seen them in 2 years, and most of you guys probably don't remember these socks. Anyway, you guys, I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. As always, I love you guys. Please take care. Check out the description box. I will try to remember to put a link to Precious Knits and to the pattern in here. There is, if for some reason you want to get some Hawthorne yarn, you like this color, whatever, I do have an affiliate link for We Crochet and Knit Picks down there. So if you wanted to go check them out, feel free. I love you guys. I will see you real soon. Don't forget to check out Saturday's video because, like I said, I need your input. I need some help. Bye, guys.